Well, one of the issues with Marco Rubio in this campaign has been the question that he is a first-term senator. So people who don't like the senator from Florida as a presidential candidate say, well, he's just like Barack Obama. Obama was a first-term senator, and Rubio is a first-term senator. By the way, Ted Cruz is also a first-term senator. In fact, he served 2 years less in Washington than has Senator Rubio, who was elected in 2010. And a lot of what Rubio has tried to do in his campaign is to show his knowledge of the issues, particularly on foreign policy, and to rebut the notion that he doesn't have the experience to be president of the United States. And that was what led to that awful exchange in the New Hampshire debate with Chris Christie, series of exchanges, where Rubio was trying to make the point that Obama knows exactly what he was doing. It wasn't that he was just some inexperienced guy who happened to be a good campaigner and got to the White House, but that it is not the experience question in Rubio's view with Obama. It's the wrong direction in Rubio's view that he wants to take the country. Well, this led to an email from Cynthia D., who writes, I do not understand why the media has not continued to question Marco Rubio's lack of experience managing a large organization or time as a senator. We've spent the last 7.5 years with a president who gives a great speech and had little experience, executive experience, and was a one-term senator. Why is everyone willing to relive the recent past? Why does Rubio automatically get the mantra of being the best candidate? Well, I don't think Rubio gets the mantra of being the best candidate at all, and I think the media have continued to question, as have his opponents, whether Senator Rubio has the right mix of experience to be president. Rubio often comes back and says, you know, he didn't begin his career here in Washington. He was the Speaker of the Florida House, and so he had additional years of experience when he was in Tallahassee. At the same time, he hasn't run a major organization or wasn't a prominent businessman, so it's fair to use that against him. But the notion that the media haven't made this a big issue, I mean, especially in the wake of that debate meltdown, it's perhaps the biggest issue that's been used against Senator Rubio. I guess because, Cynthia, you're not perhaps a fan of Marco Rubio. You feel there should be more media attention paid to this. And this is what campaigns are about. I mean, Marco Rubio, if he is to become the establishment alternative, so-called, to Donald Trump and Ted Cruz, has to not only get the country comfortable with him, has to prove, despite his limited number of years in Washington, that he does have the experience and the gravitas and the knowledge and the judgment to be president. They all have to pass that threshold. Donald Trump passes it for some people because of his successful business career. He doesn't pass it for others because he's never been in politics before and hasn't had to make the compromises and trade-offs that politicians do. That's what people like about Trump. That's what other people don't like about Trump. So I don't think we've given Rubio a pass at all, particularly after his fifth-place finish in New Hampshire. We'll see how he does with this argument in South Carolina.